That's exactly what we are going to do. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Mary Garofalo, host of 16 by 9, the bigger picture on Global. I started saying earlier, you know, it's about, 5:30, and you're probably, if you're a girl, you're probably coming home from getting your hair done, manicure, pedicure. You're getting ready for that big date tonight with that guy you either want to go out with and you're looking forward to it, or you're at this time trying to figure out a way of getting out of it because you're not sure if he's really the kind of guy you want to go out with. And if you're, and it brings me to my next guest, because if you live in the Toronto area, and as I do, and I couldn't help but see the car. There was a car, and all over it, it said datingtipsformen.com. And I saw this car all over the city. And finally, last night, I thought, I'm going to just go online and see what this is all about. And sure enough, I see the very handsome Ben Ezra, who is the owner and the founder of this website. And the only way I can best describe Ben is, did you ever see the movie Hitch? It's one of my favorite movies with Will Smith, and he's like this relationship guru, and he teaches those sort of nerdy guys that really want to get that hot girl how to get her. Well, that's what Ben does. And Ben is in the studio with me right now, and I want to welcome you. Thanks for coming in on a Saturday. You're gorgeous.
This relationship is moving a little too fast.
How am I doing so far? I'd be good if I was a man, right? But not as a woman. Okay, so how did you even get into this field? What, were you just given free advice and then you thought, hey, I'm going to start charging for it?
Actually, I started out because I wanted to get better myself. I used to be horrible when it comes to approaching women and attracting women, and people used to tell me that I'm decent looking, but yet that wasn't enough apparently, because I'd get some kind of interest from women, but it would stop right there, or I'd end up screwing it up by saying something stupid or acting in a
you'd meet a girl, she'd like you, and then you opened your mouth and they go, oh, God,
exactly. They're like, yes, okay, maybe he's kind of good looking, but that right. It ends there.
Do guys actually call you and say, I just don't know, I'm about to go on a date with someone and I don't know what to do? What do they say to you?
Definitely. They're like, a lot of people ask me, what's your #1 pickup line? And I there's not really one pickup line. That's why I wrote a whole book. It's much more in-depth and complicated than that. But a lot of guys just message me. It's like, when should I call a girl after getting her number? Or where should I take them out on a date?
Okay, so give me some of your best tips. Give me some of your best tips. For the guys, okay, are you listening, guys? This is coming from a hot guy who knows how to get women. He's going to give you the tips tonight. Okay, go ahead.
Well, top 3 tips that I usually give is, #1 is be congruent with who you are. #2 is don't try too hard, meaning don't be needy, don't call too much, and there's a lot more to that. But #3 would be learn how to use humor and playfully tease women. So just
playfully tease women.
Yeah,
what do you mean by
that? You're bad. You're a bad girl. Or there's so many different ways you can go about doing it, but it's just be funny with them and use humor, and don't be Mr. Serious
Okay,
guy.
so do you just give advice over the phone or over the internet, or do you actually show up at someone's house and get them, help them arrange their date and what they should wear, what they should say? Should they bring flowers? I mean, what do you do? To what extent do you do that?
Well, I communicate with men online through an email service that I offer on my website, as well as doing live coaching. So I actually I meet with men and take them out downtown or anywhere depending on what they want to get better at. I recently did one where a guy had a lot of trouble approaching women. He was very nervous, and he just starts sweating when women are around him, and I used to kind of be like that as well, so I could relate. He wanted to see me approach women. He wanted to see how I do it and how I interact, so I pretty much went up to random women on the street and just approached them, kind of like cold calling, but outside just approaching random women, and I showed him just asking an opinion or something and how to start a conversation and not be too nervous about it, and how to just kind of relax and enjoy the process, which a lot of guys
I've been out of the dating scene for a long time, but it's always been a game. And do you teach it like a game, or do you take it like a game, or do you take it as if you should be a little more honest about who you are? And
definitely you have to be straight up with who you are, congruent with who you are. It's more about being a real, honest person with integrity, and women are attracted to that.
So in the end, are your clients guys who just want to have a good time with a girl, or your clients guys who see a girl that they really like and they don't want to screw it up?
Both, but most of them are the guys who see that girl that they really, really, really like, and they don't know what to say, they don't know how to approach her, and they just really want to be able to meet that girl of their dreams. So that's most of the people. Those are the people I enjoy working with, because they're the guys that really want to find that one special girl to be with.
So you really are like Will Smith in the movie Hitch. Do people say that to you?
Yeah, I get that a lot, but the only difference between that is that was a movie and I'm real. So.
You're the real thing, right? Okay, folks, well, you know what? We're going to give you some free advice because Ben Ezra's here right now with us, and he's not going to charge you for any of this. Thanks to NewsTalk 1010, we're going to give you free advice. Just give us a call. Saturday night, people are getting ready to go out, and you probably will be getting the advice of a lifetime. We're going to have it for you right after Traffic with Aaron Parents. Yeah, it's fun. So you gave us some tips. What is the #1 mistake men make with women?
Like I said, there's not the #1 mistake. There's so many mistakes, but most of it is just trying too hard and really thinking everything through too much and trying to seek the woman's approval. And they're like, oh, if I say this, what's going to happen? Or if I say this, is she going to respond in a negative way?
So where do you get your advice from? Do you solicit advice from women? Do you have any kind of research with women?
Well, I've researched by dating many women. I spent about 3 years of my life just going out there and trying to get this area of my life handled. And I date woman after woman, and I'd have like 3 dates a day sometimes. And
you have 3 dates a day?
3 dates a day, for breakfast, for lunch, and evening. And
do you have a girlfriend right now?
I do, yes.
And is she like your full-time girlfriend?
Oh yeah,
you don't cheat on her or anything like
definitely.
that?
No,
okay.
no, I'm with a great girlfriend. And
So did you date 3 women a day as part of this
a lot of girls,
research?
They knew what I was doing. They know that I was writing a book, most of them as well, so they used to kind of tell me my research. And I said, you're not research, but I was open with them because I told them that I wasn't looking for anything serious. So they kind of, when you tell that to a woman, they kind of know what the deal is from then on. If
the guy's a nerd and you're telling him be true to yourself and he's going to be a nerd, that girl's certainly not going to spend any. And I mean, I've seen those guys, those really good-looking guys that can't put 2 words together. The second they open their mouth, you think, what am I doing here? I mean, do you recommend flowers? I mean, is there a logistical thing you follow in your advice?
Well, first of all, you don't want people to be confused by the word being themselves. You want to be your best self, and you want to improve your skills and your personality to a point or to a level where you can actually become an attractive person, have an attractive personality. And once that stuff becomes part of who you are, then being yourself is going to be seen in a more positive way and more attractive.
Well, we've got the answer for you. We got Ben Ezra in our studios, and Ben has started a website called Dating Tips for Men, and he wrote a book called Modern World Dating: How to Meet and Date a Woman. When is the best time to exit? When do you know that you've exhausted it all and you don't get her so angry at you that she's just never going to want you around again? Is there a time that you exit, or do you exit and give her space?
You always give her space, because if you call a woman once and she doesn't call you back and she doesn't reply, that's it, finished. Like, don't keep on calling her, don't keep on texting her, don't leave messages. And those are a lot of things that nice guys do. They spend too much time and energy on trying to build comfort with women. They're like, oh, how are you? Are you doing okay? Are you comfortable? Where do you want to go? Is this place okay? When they take a woman on a date, they ask all these questions. Is it okay that I'm taking you to this place? And that's because they're building so much comfort. They're only focusing on building comfort and completely ignoring building attraction. They're going to end up in that nice guy friend zone.
Okay, so if you're in a club and you see that great girl you want to go out with across the room, what do you do?
You could be creative. Usually what I like to promote is just be creative in the spur of the moment. Just use something that's happening around you. Or you could just go up to her and say, hey, I wanted your opinion on something. And just continue with that. And just not like a lot of guys think like, hey, sexy. You go up to a girl, oh, hey, sexy, you're so beautiful.
Oh, yeah, those lines really work.
Yeah, I call that Mr. Perfect syndrome in my book, about guys who kind of try too hard and they think they're all that. But at the end, women laugh at them behind their back. So you could just walk up to a girl and say, you know what, I noticed you from across the room and I just wanted to see what you're like.
Right. Okay, well, thank you very much. You know, Ben, thanks for coming in. I think the advice is great. It's Saturday night. I hope you can use all the advice.
That's a
Thank
wrap.
you very much. I really appreciate you coming in. Thanks.